All right, let's dive right in. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're taking a totally different approach to what you might normally see. We aren't just rattling off a scattered list of tips. Instead, we're using this visual explainer to give you a real step-by-step roadmap to protecting and improving your absolute biggest investment, your home. Whether you're gearing up for a massive overhaul or, just fixing up a couple of rooms, having a solid plan is literally everything. I want you to think of your house as a fortress. We're going to use a strict, outside-in, systems-first approach to renovate it the right way. We'll build up from the invisible groundwork all the way to those final, beautiful cosmetic touches. So let's get to it. Here is our game plan for today. We've got 5 parts. 1. The budget and the unexpected. 2. Choosing the right contractors. 3. Protecting the exterior first. 4. Securing those internal systems. And finally, 5. Renovating room by room. Starting off with Section 1, the budget, and preparing financially for the unexpected. Look, before a single sledgehammer swings, your financial foundation absolutely must be rock solid. It is the only way to survive a renovation without completely losing your mind. Now, there is a massive difference between what we want to do, picking out paint colors, designing stunning kitchens, creating spa-like bathrooms, and what we have to do first. Things like the roof, the foundation, the HVAC, and the electrical. I get it, everyone wants to jump straight into picking out gorgeous marble countertops, but you absolutely must prioritize the systems that keep the elements out and your family safe. Because let's be real, a beautiful kitchen means absolutely nothing if your roof is leaking right on top of it.
And speaking of the budget, 20%. I really want you to burn this number into your brain. This is exactly how much extra you need to add to your baseline budget. Why? Well, to account for all those unforeseen surprises and invisible problems just lurking behind the drywall. Trust me on this. When you start opening up walls, you will find things you didn't plan for. It happens every single time. That 20% buffer, that is your absolute financial safety net.
Moving right along to Section 2, choosing the right contractors and building your team. Hiring the folks who will actually execute your vision is, without a doubt, the single most important decision of the entire renovation process. You can have the best design in the world, but if you don't build the right team, it can quickly turn into a nightmare. So let's walk through this super effective rule of 3 for hiring. Step 1. Always verify their licenses and insurance. If they don't have them, just walk away. Step 2. Demand a written contract. And Step 3. Get 3 to 10 qualified quotes. I know, up to 10 sounds like a ton of extra work, but getting multiple quotes is hands down the best way to protect yourself from shady contractors and make sure you're paying a fair price. I'm delivering this to you as pure protective advice. The days of the handshake deal, they're totally over. A written contract is absolutely non-negotiable for every single job, no matter how small or simple it might seem. It outlines the scope of work, the timeline, the payment schedule, and it legally protects both you and the contractor if things start going sideways. Seriously, never skip it. All right, Section 3, protecting the exterior first. We're talking about the building envelope. Decorating the inside is totally pointless if your roof is leaking, your foundation has cracks, and the weather is just wreaking havoc on your structure. You really have to fix your home from the outside in. We call this the building envelope. Basically, it's the system that keeps the harsh weather out and the good, warm, conditioned air inside where it belongs. Making sure this envelope, whether that's brick, siding, or stucco, is completely watertight and secure is your #1 renovation priority. Think of it as your home's very first line of defense. So, what are the key exterior defenses we need to look at? First up, keep an eye on those foundation cracks. If they're tiny and not growing, you can actually often fix them pretty easily with a simple epoxy injection. Second, you've got to manage water with your landscaping. Proper grading makes sure water flows away from your home, which is absolutely crucial for preventing those devastating basement floods. And third, install a high-quality asphalt roof. Do not skimp here. A well-installed roof with a solid warranty protects literally everything underneath it. Which brings us to Section 4, securing internal systems, the lungs and veins of your house. These internal systems are the literal veins and lungs of your home. You need to get them right while the walls are still wide open, long before the drywall ever goes up. Now, on one hand, we have DIY projects, stuff like painting or basic landscaping. If you mess up a paint job, well, it's just a cosmetic fix, right? But on the other hand, we have tasks that are strictly for licensed professionals. I'm talking electrical panels, HVAC installation, and roofing. Please, leave the electrical work to the pros. The data on this is actually pretty shocking. Electrical fires account for roughly 20% of all house fires in Canada, and a lot of that comes down to DIY electrical mistakes. It's just not worth risking your home to save a few bucks. Let's talk about the lungs of your home for a second, your HVAC. A heat pump is an incredibly smart, energy-efficient system that uses refrigeration and electricity to both heat and cool your house. Modernizing your setup with technology like this, or maybe adding an energy recovery ventilator, is a massive game changer. Not only does it expertly manage humidity, but it can actually slash your monthly electricity consumption by up to 50% compared to traditional resistance heating. It's a huge win for both your wallet and the air you breathe every day. Okay, the outside is sealed tight. The systems are totally secure. So, I have a pretty exciting question for you. Are you ready to renovate the interior? Because your fortress is now fully funded, fully protected, and completely secure, which means the really fun cosmetic work can finally begin.
Section 5. Renovating room by room. We're looking at kitchens, bathrooms, and basements.
Now we're focusing on the high-value interior spaces. These are the rooms that offer the absolute best return on investment when it's time to sell, and honestly, they just bring your family the most joy day to day. Let's hit some rapid-fire expert tips for these spaces. In the kitchen, prioritize excellent ventilation and task lighting. Proper ventilation pulls out the moisture and stops mold right in its tracks. For the bathroom, waterproofing is absolutely everything. Products like Schluter systems are a must. Oh, and remember the golden rule: never ever put new flooring over old flooring in a bathroom. Just don't do it. And the basement? Down there, it's all about proper insulation to stop heat loss and managing moisture. These are high-risk areas if your team doesn't handle them correctly.
We also have to think about how we live today. The pandemic completely changed how we use our spaces, right? Now, it is incredibly valuable to bake smart home technology right into your renovation. Think about adding smart locks. They are brilliant because you can just give your contractor a digital key to let themselves in while you're at work. Creating a dedicated functional home office is another massive value add these days. And hey, don't forget safety outside those spaces too, like making sure your deck stairs are rigorously secured to prevent slips and falls. Well, we have covered a massive amount of ground today, all the way from setting that initial budget to installing your shiny new smart lock. So I want to leave you with one final empowering question. Are you ready to do things right the first time? Just remember, a truly successful renovation isn't only about making your house look pretty at the end. It is about making it safe, efficient, and rock solid from the very beginning. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, here's to making your next renovation your absolute best one yet.